So my name is Ruairi. I graduated in 2019 from Queen's University in Belfast, and I moved over to Newcastle upon Tyne for my FD year. Left the FD practice after about 3 years. I've been with my dentist now for about 18 months. And it's been a fantastic 18 months. I've seen my career grow exponentially. I do a whole lot more different treatments than I did before. I'm training to be sedation, and I've done clear aligners, composite bonding, you name it, and I've been very thoroughly encouraged to push myself within my dentist. I originally worked in a fully NHS practice before I moved to my dentist. When I moved to my dentist 18 months ago, my private growth was exponential. I'd moved from a fully NHS list, working approximately about 70% NHS, 30% fully private. I work 4 days a week with my dentist, and about a full day and a half of that is purely private treatments only. Practice manager has been amazing, has sort of really pushed to try and get some of our nurses to be sedation trained. And the support has been astronomical, not just in practice, but also outside of it. We've got clinical development advisors. We've got so much support from other clinicians. Another great thing I would mention about my dentist is they have their own My Academy. So essentially your core CPD that you have to do every year, they have that for free on their software, and it's just so handy. You don't have to worry about paying for that, and it comes as part of working with the business, and it means that you've got your statutory CPD. Just log on every year, get it done. There's no faffing about. It's sorted. It's just one less thing you have to worry about as a clinician. So since joining my dentist, networking has actually been a very big part of it as well. I used to work in a small independent practice, and I only really knew the dentist from there and a few other people that I knew from my FD year. I joined my dentist, and I meet several different dentists on different courses who work for the company, who I know well now, or good friends with. Some of them are my personal close friends. Networking is a huge thing I find as well with my dentist. It's good because if you don't know someone that you need to know information about, you'll always know someone who'll know someone that will get you to the right person within the company. And there's loads of people I know from FaceTime and Zooms and team calls, and I've never met them, but I consider them good work colleagues. And yeah, so it's a great net. So a lot of people worry about corporates being controlling. I've not found that at all in the 18 months that I've worked for my dentist. In fact, if anything, I felt more freedom to work the dentistry that I want to do. I'm self-employed. Before that, I didn't know what being self-employed meant before joining the company. The last practice I was in, it felt like an employed role because that's how I started there and transitioned. From working with my dentist, I am fully self-employed. I have the freedom to use the materials I want. I have the freedom to explore new treatments that I want to do with patients, as long as everything's safe and above board, of course. I brought facial aesthetics to this practice, and I've been supported every step of the way with everything. If I bring a suggestion to the practice, if I can validate why I need this, that, or the other, it is absolutely no problem. The materials are got for me. I've not seen any issues or backlash for asking for things. It's been really good. So being self-employed, I found flexibility of working hours, jumping between practices is no problem. So long as you give enough notice, there has been never any issues with anything I needed to do. If there's last minute changes in the diary that I need to adjust for my own personal life, within reason, it's always been not an issue. I nip to other practices occasionally for some extra training if I feel uncomfortable about a certain technique that I know someone's doing and they do quite frequently and they're comfortable with. I've asked and I've been allowed to go and shadow or nurse for those dentists. My recommendation for any young or early start off dentist is that I completely recommend my dentist as a career grower. You will develop so much in such a short period of time. You will get so much confidence. There's always someone to hold your hand if you're unsure about things. You have a lot of support within the company and encouragement to grow. You're not just sort of left to sit and do nothing. There are always opportunities arising within the company. It may not be in the practice you're in, but there is always some form of opportunity and training available. There's CPD, and there's always someone to listen if you think there's something that needs to be brought up or taught, or if you ask for a training day on something. And I'm so glad I made the change to move to my dentist.